What has always been so exciting about working at Michael Graves Design is we don't design one thing. There are some firms that specialize in the airline industry or in shoes. We design everything, and the way we do it is by gaining empathy at the start of every project. In the end, it's about the people who are going to be using the products.
I love that.
When Michael finished studying architecture, he went to Rome, and that's where he talked about being awakened to the power of architecture and the meaning of architecture. The architect designs the city, designs the building, designs the interiors, designs the products that go into the interiors. And the mission of the architect is to improve people's lives through an enhanced built environment.
We've been a part of the movement that's known as Design for All. You know, the Michael Graves Design-Target relationship really kicked that off.
I think the most important aspect of what we're doing at Target is it's changing the way America thinks about design. Ordinary objects don't have to look ordinary.
When we first started working with Target in 1998, design was not available at mass market.
Good design doesn't have to be so serious or so seriously expensive. It's there for everybody.
Our role has always really at its core been about accessibility. You know, from Michael's history in architecture and starting off with his desire to make it cognitively accessible, to making it financially accessible, to, you know, Michael's paralysis in 2003 really got us focused on making products physically accessible. So this has been a mission of ours for the last 20 years.
It doesn't make you feel very good when the stuff around you is saying, I'm sick.
He got paralyzed basically overnight. It was a transverse myelitis across the chest here. He still had use of his arms, but he did not have use of anything below that. And it was sort of watching him go through 8 rehab centers, 4 hospitals, experiencing how ill-equipped those facilities were to really deal with healing and really deal with what he was going through.
I had decided by this time that the state of affairs that I was seeing in these 8 hospitals, 2 rehab centers, that I needed, as an architect designer, to do something about it, to put it on my plate. So we took it on.
Where does wellness begin? And healing begins in the patient room. And that became our journey.
We started with more of the obvious products, durable medical equipment, canes, walkers, and we've had success there. But it's always been our mission to find opportunities to take these heightened functionalities to really solve problems that revolve around accessibility and infuse them into the products that we interact with every day.
Pottery Barn has given us the opportunity to create new Michael Graves styles, but then they've also given us the opportunity to work with some of their best-selling lines, and for both of them, integrating these novel functional enhancements. So for the consumer who loves Pottery Barn style, they can maintain that style, but now get a much more accessible version.
What isn't being addressed? We just don't want to do another sofa. We just don't want to do another bed. It really has to perform in a way that isn't being answered right now.
Michael was working with us for over a decade, and since then, we've always had consumer preference testing.
I could just basically balance myself like this on the edge here and on the edge here and just lift myself up very easily.
Wow.
The reason that we do this whole consumer preference testing is so that we can see the world through the eyes of others.
What the prototyping process does is, in an affordable way, quickly up front, you can test these things so you can continue to refine the designs before they're actually in mass production. After the prototypes, we will improve the designs based on the feedback that we got, which is a process of synthesis, and then finalize the working drawings from which the manufacturing process will happen.
This is the best. I want this on all my things now. What else I really like about what you describe is that if something rolls off, because I have grabbers in every room when things fall.
We've had conversations, we've shared ideas, and now we can go back and say, all right, here are the things that we thought would work that didn't. Here are the things that we thought would work that did. what are we gonna adjust? And then there's actually like a little cutaway underneath here. So if you draped a cable over and you close this, it's gonna come out that hole in the side.
Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, that's actually something I have been thinking about doing on my own, something similar to this, like drilling a hole out of the back.
The conversation has really grown
like this.
around this idea of don't design for, but design with. It's something that we realized firsthand when Michael became paralyzed. Michael himself went through it. That is what the disability community is after. That's the point that they're trying to get across, is that you can't make decisions for us. You have to include us. What we're doing with the furniture with Pottery Barn, some of these moves are just so simple that at times I'm like, are people gonna understand that that was a thing? Like that was a move, that was intentional. It just closes all the way.
That works great.
What we try to do when we think about a product is think about the users and what's maybe what we call an opportunity gap that hasn't been solved.
When curb cuts first came out, we realized it was good for mothers with strollers, it was good with people with other impairments. What we're doing right now is going to be the norm in furniture design.
So now that you've gotten a chance to sort of see all of the prototypes that we're testing out, these different functional innovations, but you've also seen the renderings of what it could look like. My question is, if you had some of these pieces of furniture in your home and guests came over to visit, what do you think their reaction to seeing that furniture would be?
They would never know. They would never know. And once they were told, they would be shocked because it's beautiful, it's functional, and it's safe.
This collection is known as Pottery Barn by Michael Graves Design, and they're really important functional improvements, but at first glance, they just look like normal furniture, because that's what they are.
Working with the Pottery Barn design team, they've been highly receptive, and the dialogue is just vibrant and fertile, and they're really excited about doing this. It's good, solid collaboration, and that's what we love.
We've shown people how to make a better transport chair for a hospital. We've shown people how to make a better cane for everyday use. And we're about to show people how to do better furniture for the home that you can buy now. In 30 years from now, you're going to be thanking yourself that you were thoughtful and you said, hey, this works for me now and it's going to work for me later.
We want to prove that can really be good business, because there's no single version of a product that's going to be perfect for everyone. So what we're trying to do is put this collection of lifestyle furniture through this filter of accessibility out into the market, show that it is good business, so then our competition will join us and there will be more products that are great, so everyone can find the product that fits in their room, that works with their bodies, and really makes a difference in the world, as Michael always wanted to do. The power of design is to enhance people's lives, and we can't do it all on our own. We need as many companies and designers focused on this to make the biggest impact.
Our mission is to enhance all people's lives, and we're delivering on it with a product development roadmap focused on solutions for the activities of daily living for everybody.
And when we're talking about accessibility, it's more important than ever, because it's not just style, it's not just preference, it's not just taste. It's whether or not you can live your life. And there's a lot more riding on that.
So if there's somebody out there who's making things that can say, hey, we can accommodate you and still make it be beautiful, that's saying, oh, we're being heard, we're being seen.
Soon, no one's going to think like, did you make it inclusive? Of course you did, because that's the only way to compete within the market.
That's that moment when accessibility is just part of the process and everybody's doing it. That's where we get to design for all.